I know, it's been a while. It's been a week, and I have different hair. It's okay, you can say it. It's different, and I love it. Yeah, it's a bit of an update, bit of a development. Let's angle that better. There we go. I hope you guys enjoyed my poem last week. Sharing poetry is not always the easiest for me because I sometimes can be self-critical. You know, you're your own worst critic. So me, I'm sometimes a little shy about sharing personal stuff like that I've written, and there's a lot of stuff that I've written like that, so you ain't seen nothing yet. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was fun to kind of do like a dramatic reading of it somewhat. But yeah, I wanted to talk to you guys about music today. As I mentioned in my introductory video, music is like my #1 passion. It's like the thing that I live for besides Jesus himself. I wanted to share with you guys my top 3 favorite songs right now, my top 3 favorite artists right now, and then I'm going to show you some of my most frequently listened to playlists from my collection. And I've made a lot of playlists. Like, one of the things I do in my free time is make playlists. It's actually a lot of fun for me to just make playlists, and I could spend hours making playlists. So, that being said, here are my top 3 favorite songs right now. #1 is the song Quiet by Elevation Rhythm. This is one of those songs that just gets stuck in your head a lot. It's very catchy. It gets stuck in your head easily. And Elevation Rhythm is kind of like, if I remember correctly, it's like the youth worship group for Elevation Church. I could be wrong about that, but it's just like this super like boppin' song. I'll give links to all of these songs and all of these artists that I'm gonna name in the description below. Quiet is a very good song. The message of the song is basically talking about how sometimes our minds can get consumed with all the different aspects of life. You can just get scatterbrained, and we just have to take time to be quiet before God, be still, and know that He's God, you know, and just let Him speak to us. Take that time to be silent before Him. It's a really good song, really good beat. Also, the stripped down version, which is just basically like piano strings and the vocals, is also really good. It's very beautiful. So either one that you listen to is not going to disappoint you, I'm sure. This is not in any particular ranked order. I just put these as I thought of them. So Quiet is #1. #2, it's like the one that has something to do with Kingdom Hearts. I don't know what relation it has to it because I haven't played the new one. So, Face My Fears by Hikaru, Utada, and Skrillex. I could have said that first name wrong. It's an electric song, and it's really boppin', and it's, I don't know, there's just something very inspiring about the song. It's a very empowering song. It's got a solid beat. I like the dynamics in it. I mean, electronic music tends to have like the core dynamics down usually. So that one's a really good one. Face My Fears by Hikaru, Utada, and Skrillex. All right, song #3, The Voice of God by For Him. For Him is like an older male group. They were kind of like a Christian 90s boy band. Like, they were prime. They were like the real deal. I say that like I was born in the 90s. I wasn't. But The Voice of God is like this beautiful acoustic song about, we don't usually hear God speaking to us in an audible way, but we look all around us. We can hear the voice of God and see God's handiwork wherever we look. And it's just a soft, beautiful song. The instrumentals are gorgeous. The harmonies are killer. It's just a great song, and I've had it stuck in my head a lot this week and the past week. So that one is super good. I encourage you to check all 3 of these songs out. 2 out of the 3 are Christian. So if you're not Christian, I encourage you to listen to them anyway because they're just beautiful songs. And yeah, so these are my top 3 right now. So top 3 artists. Again, these are not in any particular order. The first one is Marcus Rogers. Marcus Rogers is like this really good Christian rap artist. Not many people have heard of him, but he's like really, really good. And I really like his stance on things, and the raps are like always really solid and really rhythmic and cool, and I don't know, I just like a lot of what he says in his raps, and they're always really like, really, I don't know, really they're bumping. Like that's the best way for me to describe them. So number 2 is Elevation Worship. So Elevation Worship, if you haven't heard of Elevation Church, first of all, they're like this mega church from North Carolina, and I think it's North Carolina. North Carolina. Oh, so okay, the one that I'm thinking of is Valentine, I guess. So that one is in North Carolina. Their church is awesome, but their music group, Elevation Worship, is super, super good. They write all of their own stuff, and a lot of their songs are just really powerful and from scripture, and yeah, so I really like them, and I listen to a lot of their stuff a lot of the time. So my third one is Memphis May Fire, which, if you don't know who that is, if you're not into Screamo, I wouldn't recommend them, but they're a Christian Screamo band, and they do have a couple of acoustic versions of their songs. So I guess there's one way to listen to them, but they're just a solid Screamo, like Christian metal band, and I love them. I have listened to their song Pharisees quite a bit. I'm surprised that I didn't remember that song, because I've listened to it probably as much as I've listened to these other songs, but I just wanted to give a top 3. But Pharisees is a power song. It's like this, oh man, I get revved up whenever I listen to that song. Like I want to like punch a wall when I listen to that song. Not in a bad way. When I say I want to punch a wall, it's like it really, like, I don't know, I just get like really fired up, like, because that song in particular is about modern day Pharisees. And if you don't know what a Pharisee is like a really religious person who claims to follow all of God's rules and is very judgmental, like the Pharisees of Jesus' day were. They were very high class, very don't touch me peasant, like that kind of thing, and they were above everyone else. And this song basically talks about modern day Pharisees, people who are like that today. And I've experienced that in the church before. It's not that song brings up that memory every time. It's just like, it's such a powerful song, and it hits you right in the gut, and like it makes you truly think about what kind of a person you are, and it keeps me in check and helps me to remember that I was saved by grace, and I'm no different from anyone else, and I'm not better than anyone else. I'm not saved more than anyone else, and I should always be humble and never try to put myself above others. And it's such a good song. It's of course, if you're not into Screamo, you might just have to look up the lyrics to get the message, but it's just a banger song, and it's awesome. Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs by them. Memphis Mayfire is the band. And again, if you don't like Screamo music, you can't really listen to that one, I guess, but it's definitely in my top 3 artists. All right, next, I'm going to show you some of my playlists that I've made, and some of my most frequently listened to playlists among those, and among ones that I just follow but haven't made. So here is Spotify. This is what my homepage looks like. None of these album covers or none of these artists or songs, none of them belong to me. Just disclaimer. I'm just showing you what I listen to. So if I were to name my longest playlist, it would most likely be my Old Wonders playlist, which is a playlist I made a long time ago. It's 32 hours and 18 minutes, 461 songs. I know, I did this when I had no life. So yeah, it's just a bunch of songs. A lot of good artists on here, ranging from Salt-N-Pepa, Kansas, REO Speedwagon, Journey, Cyndi Lauper, Eurythmics, Hall & Oates, Phil Collins. Bunch of different artists from back in the day, and I love old music like that. I love 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. I love all the decades. So that's probably my longest one. There might be a longer one. This one is definitely my most listened to playlist. Again, here's Quiet. That's a really, really good song. There's The Voice of God. Face My Fears is in my Car Bops playlist, which that might be... See how long that one is. Oh, this is the longest one. Car Bops is the longest one. This one is 46 hours, almost 2 days worth of music, 721 songs. And then here's Face My Fears. Yeah, my Car Bops playlist is a big fat playlist. It's full of stuff. It's definitely one of my faves. This is the Mamma Mia soundtrack. This is one that I made and created by me. Probably one of my most listened to ones that I didn't make. I really, really like this one. This playlist kind of explains itself. It's indie spirit. When it says spirit, it's like indie Christian music, and it's all really cool songs. They're all very atmospherical, and they're all very pleasant to listen to and really good to listen to while I'm working. And I'm gonna share with you a couple of other playlists that I have made but I haven't really listened to yet. One of them being duets to do with my future husband. We all have sad days. I was in a mood. This is one of my favorite playlists just because I made it and I took the time to really put some good songs in here. I don't listen to it very often because it makes me sad. Most of these songs are duet songs. Some of these aren't. Yeah, this is one of my favorites that I've made. This is my shower playlist. This one's a longer one. It's got 385 songs. For those who don't know, I still live with my parents, and so whenever I shower, I like to listen to music, and so I just made a playlist of stuff that doesn't have any cursing in it, so it wouldn't bother them. So there's some good songs in here, like She's a Bad Man Joe, Nights of Sidonia, This Is How We Do It. Most of my playlists are like a mixture of like fast, slow. I have a very eclectic taste in music, so you never know what kind of variety you're gonna get with my playlists. Here's my Christmas playlist. This makes me sad because I want Christmas. This is one of my favorite playlists. And my dad gets so upset when I play this. My dad gets so annoyed when I play this song. Oh, bless his heart. I just can't even with this playlist. It's too much of a tease. I gotta move on. I have my Pentatonics playlist. I love Pentatonics. If you don't know who that is, which... where have you been? They are a really good, really talented group of singers that make up an a cappella group, and they just kill it. These are all really good songs. Their Christmas albums are pristine. Oh, I want to share this one because I made this for my nephew, whose name is William. I found this artist just while perusing. They're called Rockabye Baby, and they're basically just lullaby versions of like popular songs, and it's just like bizarre. Like, I encourage you to go listen to these guys. They're incredible. And it's fun to just sing along to these like little lullaby things. They do Metallica and Led Zeppelin. They just do a bunch of like lullaby covers of all of these incredible bands, and it's so cute. And so I just kind of made that for my nephew. Here's another one that I made called Songs for the Downhearted. It's kind of self-explanatory. This playlist is one that I made again while I was kind of sad. I just decided to make a playlist full of sad songs, and so here they are. But yeah, those were my playlists. I hope you guys enjoyed going through the journey of looking at my playlists with me. I know it's not super exciting, but it's just a glimpse into what kind of music I listen to, because music is like my #1 passion. And so I hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys learned a little something about me. And put down in the comments what your favorite music is, what your favorite artists are, favorite songs, and some of your playlists. You can link those below if you want in the comments, and I will link my Spotify profile and the songs and artists that I've listed. I will link those below. So again, thank you guys so much for showing up. I'm so glad that you wanted to be a part of this today, and I will catch you on the flip side. See ya!